Ladies, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me today for the 2023 Lyman Ladies League informational session. For those of you who might not know me, my name is John DiPolino. I'm a PGA member from 2009, and I'm the director of golf here at Lyman Orchards. This is now my 6th season. We're kicking off the season with the Zoom meeting, and if you have any questions whatsoever during the course of the meeting as I go over the itinerary, please just unmute yourselves and go ahead and ask the question. You don't have to wait till the end. Just go ahead and unmute while it's fresh in your mind. There's also a meeting chat. If you don't want to speak up, but you do want your question answered, please try to use the meeting chat icon on the right there, and I will do my very best to try to monitor that at the same time. I know I'll be able to get to the meeting chat stuff at the very end. Sometimes it's difficult as you're running a meeting of this sort of nature, so feel free to use that chat. We're going to go over a variety of topics from Jones course, Apple 9 player course, what we're going to pay, and I'm going to have you follow along with me as I share my screen. So bear with me 1 second. I'm going to share the screen. Okay. I'm assuming everybody sees a little pink screen there for Lyman Orchards Golf Center 2023 Lyman Ladies League. All right. So I welcome you all back officially. The league this year is being hosted by myself and my right-hand woman, Lauren Dunn. Lauren is returning for her 3rd year here at Lyman, and she's just an amazing person to work with. She's an amazing liaison for the Lyman Ladies League, as well as all of our program here at Lyman. You'll see every email that we send out will have her email address involved in it as well. Really, we're a 2-man band, so we really want to make sure that you have 2 people that you can get a hold of if you have a question in regards to anything that we're doing. We'll talk quite a bit about Lyman weekly events, all the Apple 9 weekly events. We're going to talk about the Jones Player Course events. We'll start talking about social versus competitive. What does that mean? We'll talk about fees and the season pass here specifically at the Apple 9, golf rules and helpful hints that we've learned along the way, as well as golf etiquette. The formats that we'll be talking about, we'll be obviously going over those, and we'll also go over maximum score and how it's different at the Apple 9 versus the Jones Player Course. How to sign up for the league. I know there's some ladies that are on this call that haven't officially decided to sign up for the league. I'll explain to you how you can do that. And there's obviously many ladies on this call that will be signing up for weekly play, and I will explain to you how to do that. I'll talk about some special events and the new addition to Team Lyman. So we'll talk about all that stuff. All right. First thing we'll talk about is Social League. The cost of Social League is $125. That goes towards your weekly winnings that you can win on a regular basis. It goes towards the ladies' closing day banquet, and it gives you just being part of the league gives you a discount to play here at Lyman Orchards during ladies' league days. Can the Social League members play with the competitive members? They can. You can sign up in the same foursome. You're basically competing for 2 different prize pools, but that's quite fine. You'd be able to compete. It's not a problem. Social League has official payouts only on the Apple 9. So on Tuesday mornings, Tuesday evenings, and Thursday evenings, you'd have the ability to win some prize money. Something I like to talk about with the Social League is I feel like we have 2 different groups of ladies that play in the Social League. We have the ladies that are mildly competitive that want to try to score and try to win. And then we have a group of ladies that don't even turn a scorecard in. They're there to be social. That's quite fine. And we know we have different stages of ladies that play here at Lyman Orchards. So Social League's kind of if you just want to go out there with your 3 girlfriends and tee it up, every week, you're more than welcome to. But if you'd like to compete a little bit, we also have some prize money involved for Social League. Competitive League is for that lady who wants to compete. There's a weekly gross and net prizes, as well as closest to the pin, for all of the events. So Tuesday morning, Tuesday evening, Wednesday overall, and Thursday evening. The payouts are bigger. You're paying a little bit more, so the payouts are a little bit bigger, especially because you're only competing against 55 to 60 ladies as opposed to last year 230 in social. So you have a better chance to win. One of the big lures to joining the competitive league is the official USGA GIN handicap. What that is it's basically a number that follows you around, telling you how you've been improving, or unfortunately maybe not improving, and you take that to different clubs. If you plan on playing in a ladies member guest at a private club or a public club in 2023, they're going to ask you for this GIN number. That's how they will be able to rank you in the field, and that's how they're going to score you in the field. Being part of the competitive league also gives you discounts on the greens fees here at both the Jones Player and Apple. Ladies closing day banquet. You can play with the social league members in the same manner that the social league members can play with the competitive league. And we will ask you to truly follow all USGA rules and local rules. It's important that we're following those rules, especially because your handicap is being measured.
John, this is Betty.
Go right ahead.
On the GIN, I noticed at the end of our season, the GIN was no longer available on the GIN website. Does that just start over again each year, or will it take over from what we did last year?
Good question. As soon as basically the season started, we'll start April 1st for GIN in Connecticut. Your account will be activated based on payment. So if we've received your payment for ladies competitive league, your GIN will become active. Consequently, as well, if you joined as a full member of the club, if you're a full member of Lyman Orchard's all courses, you should have yours automatically updated as well.
Will it use the handicap from last year and continue it this year, or start over?
It's going to use the scores from last year. If you had, let's just pretend that you went to Florida in January and you played a round of golf, you can post that score as well. You can backdate that score in case you did some traveling over the winter. They don't allow you to post scores from Connecticut. I know we had a great winter. They don't allow you to post scores from Connecticut. It's called winter session. And so you won't be able to post anything from March 1st if you went and played here, or February 18th. But if you played in Florida, the Carolinas, you'd be able to post.
I noticed I couldn't access it right after our league ended last year.
I think that my colleagues at the Jones and Player course might have turned everybody off after, I think I want to say in November. This year, I'm going to try to get that changed. So all the competitive league ladies are involved through March 1st. Then on March 1st, I'll turn everybody off, and then hopefully turn you back on after we receive league payment. So I apologize about that little snafu. Moving on to pace of play. Two different paces of play. Why? We have really three, but two different venues. The first I'm going to talk about is Apple's pace of play. It's an hour and 45 minutes. To play in an hour and 45 minutes here at the Apple 9 shouldn't be too difficult. The holes are very short. It's a par 29 golf course, and it is very short walks from green to tee. There's other courses in the area that are long walks from green to tee. So their pace of play might be greater because they have to account for the walk. If you were to walk the player front nine, we would give you much more time because some of those walks are like a quarter mile. But here at the Apple 9, that's not the case. So we ask an hour and 45 minutes, and we really want that to happen. Tuesday AM, there'll be tee times available for you to sign up, 8 AM through 11:30 every 10 minutes. Tuesday PM, pretty much on the afternoon sheets, 3:30 to 6:30 every 10 minutes. And Thursday PM, it'll be 4 PM to 6:30. Starting tomorrow at 7 AM when the tee times open up for signing up, you'll notice that there won't be any 6:30 times available. It's because right now you just can't get it in. There's not enough sunlight in the sky. But as the days get longer, May, June, July specifically, you'll see that 3:30 to 6:30 window on Tuesday and 4 PM to 6:30 window on Thursday will be open. Both the social and the competitive ladies will compete from the green tee apples. If you want to move back to the yellow or the orange, you're more than welcome to. You're more than welcome to. We ask you to keep that pace of play. If you'd like to challenge yourself, that's fine. But just know that the competition, you're not going to get any benefit from playing from the orange or the yellow box. It's only going to be from the green. That's how we score the Apple 9, as I state there. Jones and player, it's a little different. Pace of play, 2 hours and 15 minutes max. It's about 15 minutes per hole. It's about 12 minutes per par 3 and 18 minutes per par 5 is the way I kind of look at pace of play on a par 36 golf course. We have the Wednesday AM option for all the ladies to play. 9:54 to 11:06 are your times. And Wednesday PM option is going to be 3:54 to approximately 5:24. I put a little star there once again because of the fact that we might not have that 5:24 open right away due to the fact that we're not sure you'll be able to get 9 holes in if you tee it up at 5:24. Competitive division participants compete from the red and the gold tees in the same gross and net divisions. We default everybody to the red tees. But if you want to challenge yourself and you want to play the gold tees a little bit longer course by about, we think, 500 to 600 yards, you're more than welcome to. Just need to let Lauren or I know. We need to go into the back end and we need to change that, or else you're going to start shooting a bigger score from the what we think is the red tees. We want to reward you if you're really playing gold.
Hey, John, this is Joan Carey, and I just wanted to ask you about the start time on Wednesday AM. Is there any way we'd be able to get that time a little bit earlier? I thought it was earlier last year, maybe not.
We did grow those times. If those times fill up, then 9:54 to 11:06, I have the authority to add more times. I don't like to expand the times without filling it. It's unfair to the golf course if we don't sell out the 10:50 time, the 10:40 time. It just goes open. As long as we sell those times out, I don't have a problem. Or if I might be able to get permission to shift them all back, but I don't know if all the ladies would like that either. If I decided to shift it back, for instance, 9 minutes and start at 9:45 to 10:57, I can do that. I can't spread the times out over the entire course of the morning. Is it something you want me to shift the entire group of times to an earlier time? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, because one of the folks that we're going to be playing with works, and she wanted to be able to get out there as early as possible. So
I have to ask Jason Beeford, our general manager, if he'd be okay with the entire shift. My problem is if I have someone else on this call ask me for the 11:06 time, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to do both. So I'll talk with Jason. We'll go over it. I can't promise you anything on this call right now, but we'll talk about it with me and our GM.
okay, thank you.
My pleasure. On the PM side of things, just so you know, we'll be able to add more times on the back end of that. That's a little easier because it's just a time frame that's not as busy. In case we have 5:33 additions and 5:42, especially in late June, early July when the day is longer. Social division participants, we do want you to have the ability to play the Jones and Player course. If you're in the social division and you want to play with some friends that are in competitive, that's fine. We just ask you to make sure your pace of play is meeting that 2 hour and 15-minute maximum. And you just won't be able to score. You won't be able to win anything, but you can still play golf with the other ladies. There's a chance that if we start ladies on the front 9, for instance, in the morning and the back 9 in the afternoon due to outing reasons, we would just pay out twice. We would actually reward the competitions, obviously, because you'd be playing on 2 different golf courses.
John, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm not a little bit
Oh,
blurry,
this
but
is, it's Sandy Dietrich. I just had a question about, I signed up for competitive, but now I'm hearing about the social. I'm just curious, does that mean if you're a social player, you only play on the Apple 9? I mean,
so if
for the
you're
most
social,
part,
most social players are going to play the Apple 9.
and
Uh,
that's just a par 3 course, is that true?
executive course, 2 par 4s out there, number 2
Okay.
and number 9. But if you want to compete for prize money on the Jones and player courses, you do need to be in competitive. If
Okay.
you just want to occasionally play around a golf with one of your girlfriends up there, but you're like, I don't need to spend the extra $50 because I'm only going to play once or twice up here, then you could still be in social.
You can't switch in between, like you can't try it out. It's like decide in your, that whole summer, you're like that.
It's a good question. We've had plenty of ladies upgrade from social
Okay.
to competitive. So if
Okay.
halfway through the year you're like, I am ready, I want to play, and I want to play Wednesdays, maybe Wednesday's your day to play. We've had plenty of, I'd say 10 ladies did that last year. They moved up.
Okay.
Very
thank you.
rarely do people move down, but if you want to move down, we'll accommodate you. I don't want you to feel like you're hostage to whatever decision you make. Okay. Next page is the greens fee pages. League green fees at the Apple 9 this year. It's going to be 17 per week. That did go up. $6 for the push card remained the same, and the gas cart did go up to $10 per riding cart per person. What didn't go up this year was the season pass rate. We've kept it steady from 2022. Greens fees for the fees that you pay are through October 31st. So it would cover the entire league year and then some. And that also counts on the weekends too. You have the opportunity to hit as many as 100 range balls a day. There are people that do that. They're not in the ladies league, but there are people that come out here and hit that many balls a day. Once we do open the range, like I said, the price remained the same, and that's $749 if you were to join as an individual. If your spouse wants to join with you, the price, I believe, off the top of my head, is $9.99, and I think the family's $10.99. And the family means living at the same household, not 3 different households. I got to draw a line in the sand somewhere. So the line in the sand is in that exact same household. So, and the family is really geared towards mom, dad, and their 3 kids. But a lot of people last year did sign up as individuals, many as couples, and that's the best bang for your buck here at Lyman. Like I said, I do realize that the price point has gone up this year, but if you're playing twice every once a week for sure, it's about, you're going to break about even. But if you play twice a week, or 3 times every 2 weeks, the season pass is a no-brainer. League greens fees at the Jones and player course for during league time have gone up. They are at $32 per week. That does include the riding cart. We will have some push carts available up there this year. I ordered some, so if you wanted to take a push cart, especially on the Jones course, instead of the riding cart, you're more than welcome.
John, oh, sorry, I just wanted to ask you a question on the price.
Yes.
$32 a week with the cart. What about if you do not take a cart, like you said, just with the Jones course?
It's still 32.
It's still 32?
That's
Oh,
what
okay.
yes. I believe that's what it was last year as well.
No, it wasn't. It was less. If we
Well,
didn't take it,
I was misinformed then, Joan. I'll have to talk to Jason up there. I thought it was 32 for everybody at all times. But I'll have to look into that. I'm gonna write a note down right now for myself.
okay.
And John, if you're a full member of Lyman, are you still paying the $32?
If you're a full member of Lyman, meaning you pay for the Jones player and Apple access, the cost would be just the cart fee. If you are a full member of Lyman Orchards and you pay you have the plus membership, which means you paid for carts ahead of time, then there would be no fee.
And what about if you're a full member, but it's only weekday? Does that have an effect?
It's fine because the league runs on the weekdays. It's
Okay,
not a
that's
problem.
okay.
Good questions though. Yep. So the full members are really taken care of. The corporate membership is taken care of. The plus membership is taken care of with cart. And then if you're just that weekday Twilight member, I think they might even call it, then that you're gonna have to just pay for your card fees.
John, it's Nancy. Just to clarify, I'm nitpicking. When you say $32 per week or $17 per week, there are people who play twice a week.
Yes,
It's $17 per session.
that's a good question. Yeah, you're caught. I better adjust this. I better adjust this. And
Just saying.
$17 per 9 holes.
Great.
$32 on Jones player per 9 holes. Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
No, thank you. I'm sure there's someone else out there thinking that, so that's good. I'm gonna have to put you on my payroll.
Hmm.
All right.
I thought I was.
Oh. Did I go? Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. So golf etiquette. They talk a lot about golf etiquette and pace of play. Once again, Apple 9's an hour and 45 minutes. Jones players 2 hours and 15 minutes. For those of you that aren't too familiar with our courses, and there are some people on this call that aren't, Apple 9 is an executive course, part 29. Jones and player are either part 35 or part 36, depending on which 9 we play. Player has a long walk, very long walks from green to tee. Apple 9 doesn't. Course is longer, there's more yardage, and therefore we give you more time to finish. Pace of play, how to have great pace. So one thing before I read these off, I want you to encourage the other ladies in your group about pace of play. I know it sounds like we might be badgering them or bothering them, but pace of play is really, really important. If one person is slow, and the whole course behind you is slow. One thing I really try to drill into my kids, my PGA Junior League kids, is be ready to hit. And what that means is have the ball, the tee, and the club in hand. So if you're in a golf cart and you're sitting in a golf cart and they say, "Oh, Nancy, it's your turn to hit," Nancy's not ready to play. Nancy's one of my best pace of play people, so I'm pointing the finger at her. But but have that ball, that tee, that club in hand, ready to go, be on that box, ready to go. That doesn't take any effort. It's certainly not rushing, but it does help with the pace of play. Another thing I tell people is to go to your ball, drop player off. So what's that mean? That means you go to your own ball, but you may have to drop Nancy off at her ball. So just drop her off on the left side of the fairway. And now I'm going to drive to the right side of the fairway. If I have a problem walking, maybe I'll just let, maybe Nancy doesn't walk very well. Maybe she just takes the cart the whole time, but she drops you off right away. Anything to speed up pace of play without you ladies rushing is important. Especially on the Jones player course, where a lot of the ladies are going to be riding and the holes are just much longer. On the Apple 9, we don't see that as much because there's really only 2 par 4s where you're going to have to hit that second shot from real distance, but it does make a big difference. Analyzing the putt while others are putting. So if there's 4 of you in a group, one of you is going to have to analyze that putt and then hit it. The other 3 could be analyzing while the other person is hitting. It's basically just make your basic read, and then when it's your turn to hit, step up there and hit it. Take one practice swing. This is something I tell my PGA Junior Leaguers all the time. If you start no one's there to watch you make 4 or 5 practice swings, is what I tell the kids. If you want to go watch people take practice swings, come to the range. You can watch some very unique swings all day long. But while you're out there on the course, one practice swing is plenty. Again, it's just going to speed everybody up. Leave clubs between the hole and your bag and cart. So let's just say you're on the first hole on the Apple 9 and you hit your shot and your bag is on the left side of the green and you chipped it onto the green. Leave your clubs right there in between the hole and where your bag is. Don't leave it in a different spot. Basically what I don't want to see is the push cart in front of the green, and then you have to go retrieve your push cart after the hole. You got to walk all the way to the front of the green, and then you got to walk all the way back. That's how things slow down. So try to park your push carts, try to park the gas carts on the back side of the hole, closer to the next tee. The best hole that you describe that on would be the second hole. take that golf cart or that push cart, push it all the way around towards the third tee. There's two reasons for this. It's for pace of play, but it's also for your safety. If somebody, it's much easier for somebody to get hit if they're walking around the front of the green as opposed to the back of the green. And then mark your scores in the following tee box. Like, it's funny with the PGA Junior Leaguers, they want to huddle up right around that hole, and they want to do their scoring right there at the hole. But don't do it there. Go all the way to the next tee box and then record the score on the next tee box. It'll give the ladies behind you a much better chance to play in a suitable time. Couple basic rules that just to refresh your memory, or maybe we don't know. 3 minutes to search for a lost ball. Goes by fast, but we don't really want to search for 6-7 minutes. I remind you, we have plenty of golf balls for sale here at the Apple 9, and I had to encourage some of the ladies to use those winnings last year, but there's plenty of balls for sale. We're bringing on every size, shape, and flavor. So, but 3 minutes to search in all seriousness. The flag stick may be kept in while putting. I like to putt with the flag stick in. I think it gives me something to aim at. It also is one less thing to slow you down at the end of the hole. So if everybody puts the flag stick in, I've noticed about a 10 or 15 minute shortening of the round if for an 18-hole round. Say 5 to 10 for 9. Provisional ball. Second ball should be played immediately if you're unsure if your ball is lost or out of bounds. This is really important, especially for the ladies playing on the Jones and Player course. I use the 7th hole on Apple for an example because it's just simple to navigate. If you hit the ball in the street or close to the street on number 7, we don't want you crossing the street. You're not supposed to hit from over there. It's out of bounds. But if you hit it close over there, you should hit a second ball. You declare it as a provisional shot, and then you hit it. Let's say you find your first ball. Let's say it's 5 feet from the street. Well, you're going to want to play that because there's no penalty to play that live ball. But let's just say that ball actually did cross the street and is at the apple barrel. Well, good thing you hit the provisional ball because by rule, you're supposed to go back to the tee and hit again. And that would just be a complete waste of time and energy. And you have to walk up that hill. So we don't want that. So that's why I encourage everyone to play provisional ball on those holes. And you'll see that on any hole where you feel like there's out of bounds specifically. Local rules. We do have a couple local rules specifically on number 5 player and number 8 player. Number 5, there will be a drop zone. There'll be a drop zone on the other side of the hazard. If you hit your second shot or more into that, I shouldn't call it a hazard, penalty area. If you hit your first shot into the penalty area, you're not going to be able to use the drop zone. It's not meant for the person to just try to drive the green. It's supposed to be played as a par 4. So if your second shot or more go into that penalty area, you'll be able to utilize the drop zone on the other side, obviously with penalty shot included. The 8th hole.
I can see what you're trying to do. You sit down.
The 8th hole is going to be the same thing. The 8th hole, obviously on the player course, is quite a large carry. There will be a drop area instituted on the other side of the 8th hole in that same manner.
John, this is Ann Kraft. Can you comment on the rules for Apple 9 hole number 4 when players have hit into the marsh that's on the left?
Yes.
Where do they drop?
Great question. That's something we changed a couple of years ago, so it might not be something that everyone knows. So let's just say you're teeing it up on number 4, where it's that forced carry. You have to hit it over those high reeds. Let's say you don't make it and you're in the reeds. Here's your options. You can re-tee if you'd like. But you're hitting 3 and you got to hit it back over the marsh. Another option is a local rule we've instituted to move to the red tees. So those red tees went in. They're basically my junior tees, my little kid junior tees. You can drop there and you'd hit your 3rd shot. We encourage you to use that red drop area for 2 reasons. 1, you don't have to hit the ball over that marsh again. And number 2, pace of play. So on number 4 specifically, you'll be able to utilize that. A couple times you may want to utilize that on number 3 as well. Number 3, if you hit a little dribbler off the tee, you might find yourself in some very high grass there. And you can take a drop at the red tees on number 3. Again, with penalty, drop 2, hit 3. Great question. Thank you.
John, this is Amelia. I have a question about, can you please comment on the etiquette for hitting up when the course is crowded? When is it acceptable to tee off when there are other individuals on the course on the same hole?
So part of it is based on your personal range. How far can you hit a golf ball? Everyone kind of knows that if they hit their driver 300 yards or they hit it 100 yards. It's basically good etiquette. Just kind of know how far can you hit a ball. I have a laser in my bag, for instance, and I carry this laser and I will shoot the target in front of me. And if I see that that target is within reaching them, I won't hit. But you need to be reasonable too. It's tough because it's different for each player, but generally, yeah, it's tough because it's for each player really. On a par 3, obviously, we would never hit into another group. We'd let them clear the green before they go. So 7 of those 9 opportunities on Apple are spoken for. On Jones Player, this is more of an issue as we could imagine, but it's really based on how far can you hit it.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Talk a little bit about penalty strokes. They must be applied to the score. A lot of these, I specify a lot of these things specifically for the competitive league. Social league, obviously I want you to obey the rules, but a lot of you are just learning the game and learning about the rules. But these are rules that really should be definitely followed in competitive. Penalty strokes must be applied to the score. So for instance, if I'm on number 4 Apple and I hit a ball into the high grass, I don't just get to move it automatically to the red tees and hit my second shot. You get to move to the red tees, it's your 3rd shot. So you have to record that penalty stroke. If you hit it into any penalty area, you need to add a stroke when taking relief. If you're taking from an unplayable lie, so what does that mean? Let's just say you're square directly behind a tree and you have nowhere to hit it. You can't just move your ball or kick it to the side. If you do that, you can move the ball 2 club lengths no closer to the hole, but you have to take penalty. So just encouraging ladies, make sure we're applying the proper scores. We are playing for something out there, especially the competitive ladies, in taking those penalty strokes. Penalty areas versus out of bounds. What's that mean? Penalty area are red and yellow stakes. Quickest way to describe that is if you play number 11 on the Jones course is a great example. You have to hit it over the stream to play the hole. So you have to hit it over the stream. They're going to be marked by red or yellow stakes. You can't drop the ball on the other side if you didn't clear that area. You have to drop it on the side that you hit it on. You have 2 club lengths no closer to the hole is the easiest way to take penalty there. OB is different. Out of bounds. If your ball goes out of bounds off the tee, like on the 7th hole, you're supposed to re-tee or go back to where the previous shot was hit from. You don't get to take, you don't get to utilize all that distance that you hit from and drop 2 club lengths from there. Like I said, it doesn't really happen too much on Apple. On number 7 is where it would happen, but on Jones and Player, number 18 is a perfect example on both courses where out of bounds is located due to the fact that they border the range. We don't want you hitting from the range. It's dangerous to hit from the range. That's why that's there. So we don't even want you to go near it. And if your ball was out of bounds there, you'd have to go back to your prior spot. So if you're hitting a shot and you think you may go out of bounds, that's when you would take that provisional shot.
John?
Yes.
Amelia, one other question about that. What about if the ball lands on the bike path? How do you handle that? I mean, on the cart path.
The cart path? Okay, perfect. So you would get free relief. You would move the ball to the side of the cart path that essentially has to be no closer to the hole, and the side of the cart path, which is the clearest point of relief. So if the ball was on the left side of the cart path and you're a right-handed golfer, you're going to move the ball to the left side of the cart path. So basically, there is no penalty if you're on a cart path. And that could be a gravel cart path too. So on number 2 on the Apple course, you're going to have a gravel cart path go down the left side. If your ball happens to go in there, you can take a drop, knee height, no closer to the hole, and you don't have to take a penalty.
Great. Thanks, John.
My pleasure. I put a little thing at the bottom here. Players in the group are responsible to keep the others in the group honest, not the pro shop. We've had people coming in and they're not happy because they think that Mrs. Smith is not keeping the proper score. It's very important that the people in the group keep all 4 players honest to their score. You're what's called protecting the field. I'll give you an example. When I go and tee it up in a Connecticut section tournament, or Marissa tees it up at the Hartford Women's Open, she's keeping an eye on what the other players are doing and making sure they're recording the proper scores. If someone was to record the improper score, it would be on me to say, listen, you didn't make 4, you made 5, because I have to protect the other 20 groups on the golf course that have no clue what's going on in my group. You'd be surprised how often that happens in a professional tournament. And it certainly happens in the ladies league and the men's league and the junior league. So I'm going to ask everyone to make sure that, protecting the field, keeping an eye on things, making sure someone's not recording a 3 when it should be a 5 because they went out of bounds or something like that. I know it's hard to do, but I know there's ladies out there that really want this to happen. So please protect the field. Scoring. So we don't use a traditional scoring system here where you're just counting your score. We use what's called a Stableford system. The reason we use this is because everyone's going to have a bad hole at some point. And sometimes if it happens early in the round, you just want to throw your hands up and say, I'm done. Well, if you have a bad hole on hole 1 at Apple, you're just going to get no points. And let's just say you go out there on the second hole and you make yourself an old-fashioned eagle. Well, now you got 5 points. So that's why we reward you for having good scores. And if you have a really bad hole, you won't be, you're not going to be crushed for it. This is the gross scoring system that you see in front of us, but your handicap will also adjust in here. Your personal handicap for its competitive league members, that will be your gin handicap that you've developed over the past few years. And then for the social league members, it's an internal handicapping system based off of whoever is the best golfer in the league. And then that's how we base it. So let's just say there's someone in the league that is shoots 29 every time on the Apple 9, which would be even par. Well, then the worst player in the league would be considered 36, 45. Yeah, 29, no, 47. They would get 18 shots, but they only get 18 shots. And those 2 shots per hole would fall in there, so that if you made let's say you make a 5 on the first hole, but you were getting 2 shots, that 5 is actually a 3, which would give you a par for 2 points. It can be kind of complicated. Be happy to walk anyone through it if they bring their scorecard in week 1. But rest assured, it's just trying to make an even playing field for all the ladies, the beginners, the intermediates, and the advanced. Max on holes. It's different for both courses. It's been a little confusing because so many ladies play both sets of courses, but it's pretty simple when you think about it from this perspective. Apple 9's much shorter golf course than Jones or Player. On Apple 9, on the par 3s, the max you can write down is a 6. On the par 4s, the max you can write down is a 7. So that would be on the hole 2 and hole 9. On the Jones and Player course, the maximum score is double par on all the holes. After that, pick up. That doesn't mean putt out for 11 on the par 5. That means pick up. This is how we need to continue to monitor the pace of play and get better. It's bound to happen to everyone. They're going to have a bad hole. They're going to hit 2 balls in the water, and they're going to say, just pick up. It's time to pick up, put that big score down, unfortunately, and move on. But remember, it's a Stableford system. It's not going to penalize you that much. It's only going to penalize you for that 1 hole. Social division, we only pay out net prizes. We don't pay out prizes for gross. There is a closest to the pin competition each week, and that here at the Apple 9, and that is with the competitive ladies involved. Competitive division, there's gross and net prizes per week, and again, the closest to the pin is mixed in with the social ladies. Little reminders about if you win prize money, it's distributed in the pro shops. Both you can utilize it on the Apple 9 Pro Shop here at the Golf Center or at Jones Player. You can use it for merchandise, instruction, range balls. It cannot be used for greens fees, card fees, or gift certificates, and it must be used by December 31st. I will put out a massive amount of emails to remind you to use your credit. Lauren Dunn, who is in charge of all merchandising for apparel here on property, has done an amazing job. I was with her at the golf show this year. She picked out a couple new fun lines. She picked out a couple conservative lines. We're going to have a great pro shop. Everything is sitting in boxes right here, waiting to go out. And she knows what she's doing. She's been here 3 years now, and she has a good feeling to what the ladies want to purchase. Also, if you want anything from a special order standpoint, we'd be able to utilize that. I know some of the items walk out of here pretty quickly, but we hopefully will be able to special order any sizes that you may want. Shoes, especially, I know a lot of people like myself have wider feet. We don't bring on a ton of wide shoes here, but we'll be able to special order those specifically from FootJoy. You can also use your money towards buying new clubs. All the irons are pretty much special ordered here. Complimentary fittings by myself, John Wilson, Alex Cavalieri. And then we also have a lot of stock products, especially with drivers, fairways, and hybrids. How do we sign up? So this one's a quick one. Most of you already signed up. You've seen this screen already. But for the ladies that are still debating on whether they want to sign up, there's 2 different buttons. Once you go to the U-Schedule site, which can be found through the LymanGolf.com website, competitive versus social, and you just need to click on one of those. Step 2 is you will receive an email from the pro shop after you enter the league. Now, Lauren told me right before the meeting that she just pushed send. So everybody just got this email, is what she told me. Hopefully it is sitting in your email box from Golf Genius if you've signed up. This is your invitation to join Lyman Ladies League 2023. You might have 2022 still sitting in your box. That's going to get erased as soon as this meeting is over. But 2023, you'll be invited to get in. At 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and this is something we changed. I didn't really realize I had said it at midnight in the past, but we changed that. Now at 7 a.m., you'll be able to start signing up for league events up to 2 weeks in advance. So like I said, we made that change. It's gone from midnight or 1 in the morning to 7 in the morning for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday golf. And you should be able to sign up beginning tomorrow morning. That email you get, I believe it's going to look something like this. You'll confirm the registration. For those of you that don't have the app on your phones, I highly suggest downloading this app. This is how we do our scoring. We do not do it the old-fashioned way anymore since COVID with scorecards. If you do it with the scorecard and you bring it into the pro shop, we'll happily enter your scores for you. But no, a lot of ladies like to enter it themselves, and I suggest doing that through the Golf Genius app right on the phone. It's very easy. This is what the Golf Genius app will ask you when you are creating a password. How do you register? The tee times, the specific tee times that you're signed up for. The tee sheet, so you can pop your name in there. And yes, you can add other ladies that are in the league. Last year, I had a couple ladies ask me if they could add a friend. The answer is no. And the reason I don't allow guest play during Ladies League is because we have a large league. Last year, we had 290 ladies in the league. And to be fair to those other 289, they may want that 8 o'clock tee time or that 9 o'clock tee time. So you have to be part of the league to play in Ladies League. And I'm not going to really budge on that because of the fact that there's so many ladies in the league. So if you want to play in league, you just got to join.
I have a
Hi,
question.
John.
Question. Is there enough room for everyone who signs up to play on a Tuesday night or a Tuesday morning to play? Or is there really like a time constraint that if you don't sign up, 3 weeks in advance, you're out of luck? Because I know there's a lot of people. This is my first year, so I'm
Yes. Some of the times they're going to be more popular than others. There are enough times out there. If you were to walk in 3:30 to 6:30 is going to accommodate, let me figure 6 times 24. So 72 to 80 ladies. Do on all 290 ladies. We just know from they're not going to play they're not going to play during all 4 sessions. Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon have traditionally been the most busy. And I'll continue to add tee times as need be if I need to open up to 7:50 and 11:40 because ladies are signing up and it seems like Tuesdays are busier than they were last year. I will add more times. I feel like we're in a good spot there, but if I have to add more, I will.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Mhm.
Hi,
John,
John. It's Doreen
this is-
Delavecchia. Oh, sorry.
John, this is, go ahead, Doreen, I'll wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. Last year, I noticed when I was signing up sometimes that there would be 2 people's names and then there would be 2 other players and it would say like TBD or something like that. Where it seemed like somebody was holding the places, but the people were not actually signed up.
You said you saw TBD.
I don't know, TBD or it was like there was not a name there, but there was like TBA or TBD or something, almost like they were holding a place. But there was no actual name of a golfer there.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I wasn't aware of that. I'll have to take a look at that. I wasn't aware of that.
I know what's going on with that. This is Mary. That you're allowed to sign up yourself and 3 friends at the same tee time. So it gives you 15 minutes to do that. So it'll hold all 4 places for 15 minutes.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can sign up your friends.
Gotcha.
And then after 15 minutes, if you didn't sign up all 4 places, then whatever is left over will be freed up.
I see. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
John,
something
this
new
is
every day.
Ann Craft. I have another question.
Sure.
Last year, mid-season, you opened up Mondays just to allow more tee times, kind of going back to Sandy's question.
Mhm.
I'm wondering how that worked out and what your thoughts are of opening up Mondays again this year.
I'll tell you, I'm willing to do it again. It didn't work out well. We didn't have many people signing up. I'd be more than willing to add some tee times on Mondays, specifically later into the summer. If that's what the ladies league demands. They might be strategic Mondays. We do have other things going on Mondays, but I'd be willing to try it again. It wasn't a success. And I didn't want to just commit 12 tee times open when only 4 filled up, and then I couldn't sell I would have to sell the rest of the general public, which is something I don't like to do. I don't like to mix general public and ladies league in there. It might be the only way I'm able to offer ladies league on Mondays, but I'd be willing to try it again.
Okay, fair enough. Not a big deal to me. I was just curious how that had worked out. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Hey, John, can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
How does it work when you have some players who play twice a week or 3 times a week, and others of us who play once and can't get a decent tee time because someone's already has 2? I mean, I'm not sure how you prevent that.
So
But-
one thing I do know is, for instance, let's just say that Tuesday, we're talking about Tuesday and 2 weeks from today, you can sign up. Tomorrow morning, you can sign up for Tuesday, 2 weeks from today, but you wouldn't be able to sign up for Thursday until Thursday morning. It's basically a first come, first serve opportunity to sign up. That's one of the reasons I changed it from midnight to 7 in the morning. So that most people are either A, up at 7, or B, don't feel bad about getting up at 7 to sign up for the time as opposed to midnight or 1 in the morning. Uh, that's kind of how I have to do it. I really don't have a way of making sure that everybody gets their tea time. I know at other clubs I worked at in the past, the groups bought the times. I don't really want to do that. So we had a group of men who bought a tea time at Laurelview for $500 for the year. And the club took the money and they always had the 8 a.m. tea time on Saturday mornings. They still had to pay their greens fees, but they just paid the $500 to own that time. I don't really want to do. We're not going to do that.
Can someone sign up for a Tuesday morning and a Tuesday night?
They can. I don't see a lot of ladies playing both on both ends.
Okay,
There might be a few, but I don't see that. I do see a lot of ladies who play Tuesday mornings, play Tuesday nights, play Thursday night, or Tuesday
Okay.
morning, play Wednesday morning. So that would mean that they would have to wake up Tuesday morning and then Wednesday morning and then Thursday morning, which I mean, I'm trying to make it as fair as possible. It's just,
Yeah.
it's almost impossible. I
Okay,
don't want
thank
to
you.
play favorites either.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Let's scroll to the next slide. That is the official Lyman Ladies League website. That's the Golf Genius page. It's only one thing has changed from last year. The 23 is 23 now, not 22. The GGID is LY 2023. You can access that from your. You're mostly going to access that from your Golf Genius app. That's where you're going to get you'll be able to sign up weekly. The tee times, the calendar is there, results, and then there'll be a rules page updated. I'm going to update this entire presentation, and I'm going to be uploading that to that website as well. In case you're like, what did he talk about with, out of bounds? You can always refer back to that. Give me a week to update it though. We also have some special events, and these special events have all grown because of you, the Ladies League. We give a lot of credit to two groups of people here, you and Marissa Coolidge Crow, for generating such a tremendous women's program here. And this is part of it. The Golf for Fun Scrambles, I put 9 holes and I put new because last year, at least for the first 2 events, we just rolled you out there for 2 hours and told you to come in. We heard some criticism on that. So we were promising you will play 9 holes in those Golf for Fun Scrambles. They're all on Wednesdays this year. It's a little bit of a change. Wednesday, March 17th, July 19th, and the 30th of August. Those are the 3. What is a ladies Golf for Fun Scramble? Basically, you're going to play in a group of 4 in a scramble, but there are no prizes. It's just for fun. A lot of ladies are very intimidated. They've only played the Apple 9 and they want to try the Jones and Player course up, but they wouldn't do so on a Saturday morning because it's just too busy and they're too intimidated. This gives them a taste of our whole property. And then you get we'll have a little banquet afterwards. So I invite you to always sign up for those Golf for Fun Scrambles. Ladies Closing Day Banquet. This is about 90% certain. There's always a chance that Ashley has to change something due to the tent situation. But right now it's hosted on Thursday, October 12th, 5:30 p.m. We're not scheduling golf before then. We're just going to do the dinner banquet like last year. Hopefully we get better weather because a couple of those banquets were brutal last year. but that is just going to be a banquet, just food. Our 2 marquee events. Women's Golf Day, Tuesday, June 6th. This is something that we're very proud to say we've had the past 2 years, we've had the biggest women's golf day in the country. We've done over 240 ladies both days, and that's amazing. It's a fun day. Everybody we always encourage people to wear a little bit of red because Women's Golf Day is themed in red. There's an AM and a PM shotgun offered at 10 a.m. and at 5 or 5:30 p.m. You're able to sign up for this very easily on USchedule. There'll be reminder emails going out to remind you to sign up for this event in support of Women's Golf Day. In between the events, Marissa and the rest of my team host golf clinics and a big yoga clinic all complimentary as long as you pay for Women's Golf Day. And we're obviously doing an amazing raffle to benefit basically this back here, where we raised, I think it was $8,135 last year between the two raffles that we ran. The second that we ran is Putt for Pink. Putt for Pink I hope we get better weather than last year. Last year was brutal. We only did the dinner. We appreciate everybody coming out and supporting the cause. It was very moving to see the ladies standing, all of the breast cancer survivors. I mean, I was taken aback, and it was just such a moving day, and it was just it makes you proud to be part of something here at Lyman Orchards. I look forward to that day as well. 4 p.m. shotgun will be that day, followed by a massive raffle and banquet as well. And again, you can sign up for that event as early as now if you'd like on our use schedule page. But those events are also can be found on our events page on lymangolf.com. And then the final thing to talk about is our team that's returning, our team of instructors and our team of management here. You'll see at the top of the list is our newest addition, Susie Caprice, LPGA professional. She's coming to us more than part-time. She's coming to us. She'll be moving here at the end of April and moving back to Florida in the middle of October. She's seasonal here, but she actually showed up here at the property for the first time today. We just gave her a big tour. If you happen to be here at the property, you might have seen her. She's got a lot of the same beliefs about golf as Marissa. So if you get along and love Marissa, I think you're going to love Susie. She's been in the game quite a long time, and she's actually taught a couple of the ladies that are in our ladies program down in Florida, which is very strange, but a very strange coincidence. But as you can see, the team members all returning outside of one, Sienna Fucci, a very talented young lady. She has moved to New York, and she's taken a job at a club in New York, a private club. So we do wish her the best. I know a lot of the ladies really took a liking to Sienna. I love her. She was amazing with specifically that PGA Junior League, which is very dear to my heart. But Susie will fill those shoes very nicely. You'll see that everyone else is here. Andrew Frappier returns. She'll be a little more on a part-time basis, as she is the head coach of Trinity Women's Golf now. But you'll see the other names there. Lauren Dunn returns as golf shop manager, Greg Ballavander, shop manager, and of course, Jason Beeford, our general manager. So I'm going to, if anyone needs to write down our email addresses, you probably have them. If you don't have it, save it in your address book so that we make sure that you get these emails. A couple of the ladies aren't getting our emails. If you don't get it, give us a call. We'll try to figure out why. I'm relatively tech savvy, but I don't know why some of you get the emails and some of you get what they call blacklisted from Golf Genius. If that happens, let me know. I'll call Golf Genius and get you off that list. And I'll do that as quickly as I can. But I'm going to turn off the share. I'm going to open this up because just in case somebody has put anything on the chat, I can start to see it. Yes, we like earlier the better. Can you remind people to cancel their tee times they're able to use? Thank you for that, Judy. It's a bummer when you get that 4 p.m. tee time on Tuesday and the ladies don't show up for it. That's probably one of the popular times. At other clubs, whether they're private or public, you're going to get a little slap on the wrist warning for that, and then they're going to ban you from those times if you keep doing it. Remember, there's a lot of ladies in the league. If you can't come, just cancel. Now we understand something may happen at the last minute, and you have to cancel at the last minute. Give us a call, 860-398-6480. We would really appreciate that. Some ladies may just want to move up on the tee sheet. Maybe they're at 5:30 and they want to move to 4:30. I beg you to please cancel those tee times if you're not able to use them. How does scoring work if someone plays multiple times a week? Which score counts? Great question, Mackenzie. So we only pay out once. So let's just say I'm going to keep using Nancy. Sorry, Nancy. Let's say Nancy loves golf here at Lyman Orchards and she plays Tuesday morning, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and Thursday night. And let's just say she wins first place because she's just having a hot week. She wins in all 4 days. Well, guess what? She's not going to win all 4 days. She's only going to win the first time. So if she wins first place on Tuesday morning, that's it. She can't win Tuesday night, Thursday night, or Wednesday. Now, if she wins second place Tuesday morning, but she wins first place Tuesday night, we're going to pay out Tuesday night, and the Tuesday morning second place goes back into the kitty. Lauren and I must take us 2 hours each week to do the scoring. It's hard. It takes a long time, but we really do our very, very best to make sure that only one prize is paid out per week, per lady. Scores are on a per round basis. They are not accumulated over the season. Correct. You win on a daily basis, not over the course of the season. Sarah Dixon, do you need a group to join, or can you sign up without a group for Apple 9? You do not need a group. All you need is you. Sign up as a single. You can partner yourself with 2 random ladies. You can partner yourself, put yourself into a blank tea time, and someone else will join you. Ladies who have been here for a while, I know that, there's some ladies that they want to play with or they prefer to play with. I challenge you once in a while to just pop yourself into a random group and meet someone new. Some of the best times I have had, just meeting up with random people when I lived in Orlando. I didn't know anybody, and I would just meet up with random people. Heck, there's some times I wish I didn't do that, right? Because you get partnered up with someone who's maybe not as like-minded as you, but it's a learning experience, and I challenge you to do that every once in a while at least. But yes, you can join as a single. You do not need other people. Is there an actual app for iPhone? There is. Just type in Golf Genius into the app search, into app search, and you'll find an orange logo. I had put it up earlier, but it says Golf Genius and it's orange. You can't miss it. What if no one else joins your tee time? Sometimes that does happen, especially on one of those days that might be not so beautiful to play. We're going to try to slide you down or move you up if that's the case. Generally, we slide you back because we don't anticipate that you're going to get here early, but we know you're probably not going to be late. So sometimes the tee sheet will reflect that, and we might move you from 5:24 to 5:33 or 6 o'clock to 6:10. It's not because we don't like you, but we just want you to play with someone. What is the mix of Jones versus player courses? I have to talk with Greg Ballavander, golf shop manager at Jones Player, to iron that out. He's the one who chooses where we play based on it's based on the tournament schedule of the course. Did you say an email went out during this meeting? I didn't get anything. Also, my golf team is showing 20. So disregard that 2022 info. It's going to go away. I'm going to delete that and archive the program. Yeah, I believe that Lauren said, she said, did anyone receive it yet? I got some heads nodding up and down. So Judy, email me. I'm not sure what, I want to make sure, number one, we have your email address proper. Number two, I want to make sure that you haven't been put on that strange list. Then the third thing is, and I know everyone's probably tired of hearing me say this, make sure that it didn't go to junk or spam. Hold on one second. I have someone walking in.
It's freezing after every 10 people. So
Lauren is working on this as we speak. Apparently her computer is freezing every 10 people she adds. So you might not have gotten the email yet, but she's on it. I must talk really loud. The door is closed and she heard me say that. That's so funny. I do talk very loud. So let's, I guess, be a little patient there. I appreciate that, and that'll come soon. When you update the PowerPoint, would you please add the rules for 5 and 8 regarding where to drop? Yes. Once Greg and I get together and put the official place to drop out there, I will put a little picture up there for you. And hopefully I'll be able to upload that to that site that I mentioned prior. If the other players that are in your foursome do not show, are we allowed to play alone? For example, whether it's iffy. You're allowed to play alone. Some clubs won't allow that. You'll have to play with someone else to turn in the score. I hate to do that, especially here at the Apple 9. At Jones and Player, they're going to want to partner you up. for certain, but if you're the last person on the course, you know, and everyone else is gone, we want to send you out. So I would say that yes, we're going to do that. If I have to change that rule for one reason or another, I will certainly make it known via email. One more question. I played social last year, but I'm playing competitive. Will I start with no handicap, or will one be calculated based on my scores from last year? Unfortunately, you're going to have to develop a handicap. You're going to have to develop a handicap. It's going to take you a few scores. What does that mean? That means that you're going to, unless you have scores from other places that you played this winter, you can add those. But unfortunately, you're going to have to develop a handicap. You'll be able to win gross prizes, but you wouldn't be able to win net prizes. Golf Genius app is saying to register on their website. I'm not sure what that means, Lori. I don't know if you could let me know. I mean, the Golf Genius app, you're going to get it. I don't know if this is what you're referring to. You're going to get an email from Golf Genius if you haven't gotten it already. Then from there, you'll go on the website and I guess register for 2023. I think that's what you're asking me. I apologize if that was very clunky. Does anyone else have any other questions? I think I got to the bottom of the chat. I downloaded the app, but
I just want to say that I got the email and I already had the app, the Golf Genius app on my phone. I went in there, I selected Lyman Ladies League 2023, and I have, Golf Genius for 2023 on my app.
So yours just went through.
Yeah, so I think people just have to wait for the email and then they'll be able to use the app on their phone.
Yes, there's a possibility, Lori, and Lori just chimed in on the chat. I downloaded the app, but it says no user record found, and to register on their website. There's a chance that Lauren hasn't gotten to your name yet to actually put you into the registry. Once she uploads you, it should put you into the registry, and you should be able to see it like Mary did. Does anyone else have any other questions for me this evening? Like I said, Lauren and we know 95 to 99% of the answers about the Ladies League. Feel free to reach out to us via email. Give us a call here in the Pro Shop. We do have 2 new young ladies who will be joining our team as counter staff. They're very green. They're very new, but they will be up to speed very quickly. But if it's something you really, it's a pressing need regarding Ladies League, your best option is going to be Lauren or myself for certain.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can, Lorelai. Yep.
I have a season pass down at Apple now 9. Are you going to get discounts when we play up on top like you did last year?
No, there are no discounts. If you're a season pass holder at Apple 9, that gets you all the greens fees you want at Apple, as well as all the range balls you want to hit at Apple. But that's all it is. It doesn't give you a discount on the Jones or Player course or at their range unless our range is closed. We do have full memberships available. I believe they start at about $19.50 if you'd like to be a member at the entire property. But in order to gain access complimentary to the Jones and Player courses, you would have to be a full member.
Okay, because last year they gave you 10% off. So just checking.
I know as a season pass holder, you do have 10% off on merchandise here in the Pro Shop. So if you're going to buy a new set of clubs or you're going to buy a garment here, you can use 10% off in addition to your winnings. And that goes for the Jones and Player Pro Shop as well. Here's one more question here. Do any players use push carts on Jones Player League play or just carts? I don't think anyone rented push carts. I think some ladies might have brought their own. The good news is here at the Apple 9, we're getting a new fleet of push carts. You might have saw them. They're against the wall right here. So we have a new fleet, and the old fleet is going to Jones Player. So if you need to rent, or if you just said I don't want to ride, I want to walk. I know it's I think it's part of the $32 fee. Certainly, if you don't want to ride, you want a push cart, they're going to give you a push cart instead. So I think people do walk Jones. I would doubt if anybody walks player. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, I will let everyone go to dinner. I'm getting hungry. So I want to thank you once again. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me or Lauren specifically. We'll get to the bottom of it. Look for those emails to come through a little later this evening, and then 7 o'clock in the morning, start signing up for tea times. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Lauren. Thank you, John.
Thank you,
Thanks much.
You.
Thank you, ladies.